What scares you the most about the world, and how do you combat that fear? You know, there few things scare me. So if the things that scare me are pretty bad, I don't know if you guys want me to like ruin everyone's mood today. People are saying yes. You're not gonna like my answer. All right. I saw a little kitten on the road one time, and it was dying. And it was half alive, half dead. And ants were eating on its flesh. Just the cutest little thing going through the most extraordinary pain, slow pain possible. And I was thinking, I was looking at it, and I was looking at a stone or rock nearby, and I was thinking of helping it just die. And I was looking around and seeing like, what would that look like to other people around me if I just like did that to this little kitten? And then I feel ashamed, because obviously the most moral thing to do is just to end this little kitten's misery. But now I'm wondering about how it's going to be perceived by people around me, like smashing a little kitten. And I was like, and you know, I often, even before that, think about the amount of pain that exists constantly right now everywhere. I don't think people understand how much pain is being experienced right now as we speak by anything that is capable of experiencing pain and misery. Like the number of like little animals that are being slowly digested right now in the belly of another animal, right? Human or other animals. The number of animals that are just starving, right? If you don't, almost every animal that is not human is either going to be tortured to death by a prey or slowly die from starvation or disease in such a torturous way, constantly under stress. And then humans, imagine the amount of misery, like people, like even before we get to poverty, imagine how many hearts have been broken. Imagine how many people feel alone, insignificant. Imagine how many people think like nobody cares for them. And how many dreams, how many hopeful people saw their hopes just like wither away. How many people are just waiting for just a small act of kindness, just a little bit of attention from somebody that cares, and never get it. And then on top of all that, these are people who are not in poverty. Like add to that all the people right now that are struggling to find a place to live, that are looking at their children not being able to provide for them, not be able to, like, looking at their lives being wasted away and thinking as parents that they have failed them. People who are watching, their loved ones suffer from a disease. People who are being tortured. People, like, how many people are hungry right now? I think there's so much. The amount of misery that exists in the world far exceeds, like, it's beyond measure, astronomically higher than the amount of happiness that exists right now around the world. right? But there are a very few number of us who live in this little heavenly bubbles. And I think a lot of you are in those heavenly bubbles just by the mere fact that you have internet and get to talk to the rest of people, other people online, means that you do live in some of those heavenly bubbles. And we are complete, and these bubbles are like floating in a hellish world. But somehow these bubbles are just communicating with each other while ignoring the hell that is just right outside of it. Like I could just step outside, and if I look hard enough, I could find at least a creature within a few meters of me that is living a hell right now. Okay? There is something, Nick, close to you that is experiencing hell right now. But we are certain very lucky animals that are living within this bubbles of painless, and we're still not happy, by the way. We still think we have it tough. Like we have such lucky lives. We have food, we have either heating or air conditioning, we have water, we have people who know us, who care for us, and somehow we still manage to be sad about life. But at the same time, we live in this heavenly bubbles, and when we communicate with each other while ignoring everything that is happening around us, completely ignorant of the hell that we're surrounded by. So that's what scares me. What scares me is that if I just open the, just listen just a little bit carefully, if anybody listens just a little bit carefully and just looks, they will hear the universe screaming in pain. And that's what scares me. The fact that there's a constant scream of pain that exists in the background in this world that we live. And we have become so used to it that we don't hear it anymore. But if we just change the frequency just a little bit, the scream would be deafening.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of Blasphemy and Sexy Callie, like me, then you need to be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below. Because if you subscribe, we will send you a free copy of our Blasphemous Art ebook. And let me tell you, it is the tastiest blasphemy that you can find anywhere available today. And we are so generous with our blasphemy that we continue to send you more blasphemy every week. So make sure to subscribe, link in the description below.